sa trabaho at gutom na sa maghabong pagtatrabaho pero wala kang pagkain sa bahay. Narito na ang sagot mga katropa, ang Superman of Lechon. Napapawi sa inyong gutom at siguradong mapapa-analyze ka dahil sa tender juicy na jam mo pa at siguradong malinis at bagong katay buhat sa farm kaya super masalasa at pangmasa pa. Ano pa hinihintay niyo mga katropa? Takbo na sa Superman of Panteño Siniluan at bumili na, baka maabusan ka, katropa. Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalang lokal kung saan Dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sigalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dama Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Enjoy na po tayo.
Ngayon, just to continue, Mr. Clyde Teves, the person named in the search warrant, was not around during the implementation of the search.
Talakayin. Representative. Opinion. Palawakin. Aksyonan. Kasama Silos dito na sa iyong Millennial Online TV.
Responsable ka bang gun owner? At mahaba ba ang iyong pasensya? At hindi ba initin ang iyong ulo? Alam mo rin ba ang batas hinggil sa pag-iingat ng baril o firearms? Kung hindi,
A responsible gun owner.
Are you a responsible gun owner?
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 Are you a responsible gun owner? The PNP Civil Security Group would like to advise all firearms holders to renew their license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration within 6 months before its expiry date. Tumawag na at makipag-ugnayan.
Be a responsible gun owner.
One Gun Pilipinas ang sagot, mga katropa at kaganos. Dahil ituturo sa inyo ng One Gun Pilipinas o OGP ang lahat ng legal na paraan at proseso upang ikaw ay maging isang responsableng gun owners. Ano pa hinihintay nyo, mga kagamers? Sali na sa One Gun Pilipinas ngayon na. Responsable ka bang gun owner? At mahaba ba ang iyong pasensya? At hindi ba initin ang iyong ulo? Alam mo rin ba ang batas hinggil sa pag-iingat ng baril o firearms? Kung hindi,
A responsible gun owner.
Are you a responsible gun owner?
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 Are you a responsible gun owner? The PNP Civil Security Group would like to advise all firearms holders to renew their license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration within 6 months before its expiry date. Tumawag na at makipag-ugnayan.
Be a responsible.
ikaw ba'y nag-iisa? Nalulungkot dahil iniwan at ipinagpalit. Niloko ng iyong minamahal. Kung ngayon, i-type sa inyong mga cellphone, Facebook o YouTube man ang Millennial Online TV. Dahil nasa Millennial Online TV na ang online realista ng bagong milenyo, si Randall Villanos.
Sana'y di magmahil ang dati kong araw nang di pang bata sa piling ni nanay. Nais kong mauli ang awit ninang mahal. You are the one who makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Walk on through the rain. Walk on through the rain. Though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on with hope in your heart.
At haharanahin kayo ni Randall ng iba't ibang awitin para maibsan ang inyong inip at kalungkutan kahit nasaan man kayo.
Hanggang sa tumanda. Come on. Matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago.
At pwede rin kayo makidulit kay Randall tuwing Huwebes ng hapon. Ano pa hinihintay nyo mga kamilenyo? Tawag na!
Araw-araw ikaw ang gusto kong
Ikaw ba'y nag-iisa? Maulang gabi, Pilipinas. Magandang gabi sa iyo, ha, Christine. Nako, si Christine buti paalis na, no? At magandang gabi sa inyo, mga netizen, mga Dabarcats, mga katropa. Ngayon po ay araw ng Biyernes, no? Ika-25 na po ng buwan ng Oktubre taong 2024, no? Sino ba may birthday ng October 25? Alam ko meron may birthday ng October 25 eh. O, bale, kung sino man yan, basta sa buong October, yung mga nagbe-birthday po, happy birthday sa inyo. At magandang gabi rin, nakita ko sa aking monitor yung aking kabatchmate, si Doris Santos de Guzman, yung kapatid ng katropa nating Pulis Malabon, no, na si de Guzman, nakalimutan ko first name eh. Ano nga first name, mate, nung kapatid mo? At magandang gabi rin kay Barangay Kagawad, Jaime Domingo, o kay Kuya Boy Domingo ng Barangay Panghulo, dyan po sa Malabon City. Magandang gabi sa iyo, Kuya Boy Domingo. Siya po ay Barangay Kagawa, dyan po sa may Barangay Panghulo, no? Sa Malabon City. Ayan. At syempre po sa ating mga aspirant na CLR45, no? Media Riders Eagles Club, no? Ating mga aspirant, malapit na kayong i-induct, no? Pinakaano na to, first week ng December. Ayan. Kaya mag-ready na kayo. Sigurado na yan, wala nang mintis. Congrats sa inyo. Magiging agila na kayo. Hindi na kayo eaglets, no? Hindi na kayo eaglets. Eagles na talaga. At ayun, mga kaibigan, at syempre sa ating mga kabarangay, sa ating mga katropa, magandang gabi sa inyo. At syempre kay Christine, no? Si Christine, magandang gabi sa iyo, Christine. Oh, yung bagyo. Ang daming naging problema, ang daming binigay na problema ni Christine sa ating mga kababayan, pero at least paalis na siya, yun, talagang ganon. Buti pa mga katropa, alamin natin sa ating DOST Pag-asa, lagay ng ating panahon, buhat po sa ating katropang si Chinel Dominguez, no, lagay ng panahon, nasa na ba? Ito po as of 11 a.m. yata hanggang sa susunod na 24 oras. So, huwag na natin patagalin, narito po.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Narito po ang ating update dito sa binabantayan po nating bagyo na si Christine na may international name na Trami. So update po muna tayo sa kanyang location. Ito'y huling namataan sa layong 255 km west-northwest ng Bacnotan, La Union at 255 km din ng west-southwest ng Sinait, Ilocos Sur. Sa ngayon, severe tropical storm pa rin ang kanyang category at ito'y may taglay na lakas na hangin na 95 km per hour malapit sa sentro at pagbugso na umaabot ng 115 km per hour. Sa ngayon, ang kanyang movement ay west-northwest sa bilis na 15 km per hour. Kung makikita po natin dito sa satellite imagery po natin, palabas na rin po siya ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Possible mamayang hapon or mamayang gabi. Sa ngayon, meron din tayong bagyo na binabantayan dito sa labas ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Kung matatandaan po natin kahapon, meron po tayong bagyo at low pressure area. Sa ngayon po, bagyo na lamang po ito dahil po yung low pressure area po na ito ay sumali na rin po sa circulation netong tropical depression na nasa labas po ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Sa kanyang location ngayon, 2,235 km east ng Eastern Visayas. May taglay na lakas na hangin na 55 km per hour malapit sa sentro at pagbugso na 70 km per hour. Movement po niya northwest sa bilis na 20 km per hour. Ayon naman po dito sa ating forecast po, possible po itong bagyong ito pumasok ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility by weekend at papangalanan po natin itong Leon. Update naman po tayo sa magiging track po nito ni Christine. Kung makikita po natin, yun po, palabas na rin po siya ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Kaya asahan na rin po natin, possible din po mga paglayo po niya. Pero meron po, kung makikita po natin, malaki po ang kanyang radius. Kaya asahan pa rin po natin, kahit nasa labas na po siya ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility, ay meron pa rin tayo mga tropical cyclone wind signal, lalo na po dito sa western section ng ating bansa. Samantala, kung makikita din natin dito sa ating forecast track, magkakaroon tayo ng looping dito sa may West Philippine Sea. Ito po ay may mga other factors po kaya nagkakaroon po ng possible looping po itong si Christine. Dahil din po, meron po din magkakaroon po ng interaction with the northeasterly wind flow, southwesterly wind flow, at ito rin pong possible na bagyo na papasok ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility by the weekend. Pero kung para po sa mga kaalaman po ng ating mga kababayan, yung Fujiwara effect po ay mababa po ang tsansa sa ngayon pero hindi po natin inaalis ang posibilidad. Ang Fujiwara effect po, meron pong interaction ang dalawang bagyo na sa iisang sentro pero ito po ay between 1,500 km po sila ang pagitan. Pero kung makikita po natin kanina, doon sa satellite imagery po natin, masyado naman po malayo ito pong si Christine at yung possible na bagyo po natin by the weekend. Kaugnay pa rin po nito ni Christine, meron pa rin tayong tropical cyclone wind signal number 2, pero kung makakapansin po natin sa ating mapa, nabawasan na rin naman po ang ating signal number 2. Una na po dito sa northwestern portion ng mainland Cagayan, Babuyan Islands, Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, Pampanga, Zambales at northern portion ng Bataan. Signal number 1 naman dito sa may Batanes, mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Aurora, Bulacan, nalalabing bahagi ng Bataan, Metro Manila, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, Rizal, Quezon, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque at Romblon. Kasama na rin dito sa signal number 1 natin, ang Palawan kasama na ang Calamian, Cuyo at Kalayaan Islands, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Burias Island, northern portion ng Aklan, northern portion ng Antique kasama na ang Kaluya Islands. Ano po ba ina-expect pa po natin dito sa bagyo pong si Christine in terms of rainfall? Asahan pa rin po natin today, makakaranas pa rin po ng moderate to heavy or 50 to 100 mm of rains dito sa may Pangasinan, La Union, Benguet, Tarlac, Pampanga, Zambales, Bataan, Palawan, Western Visayas, Negros Occidental, southern portion of Negros Oriental at Zamboanga Peninsula. Para naman po sa hangin, expect din po natin ang strong to gale force today po dito sa Mimaropa, Bicol Region, Visayas, Dinagat Islands, Surigao del Norte, Northern Mindanao, Zamboanga Peninsula, Bangsamoro, Soc-Sargen at Davao Region. By bukas naman po, asahan pa rin din po natin ang malalakas ng hangin dito sa may Palawan, Siquijor, Bohol, Southern Leyte, Zamboanga del Norte, Camiguin, Dinagat Islands at Surigao del Norte. By Sunday po, dito na po madalas po sa western section po ng ating bansa, which is dito po sa Palawan, Romblon, Visayas, Siquijor, Bohol, Southern Leyte, Zamboanga del Norte, Camiguin, Dinagat Islands at Surigao del Norte. Ito naman po, dahil po rin po kay Christine, meron po tayong storm surge warning na nilabas kaninang 8 a.m. Asahan po natin ang taas ng alon na 1 to 2 meters dito po sa Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan at Zambales. Ayan po yung update po natin para sa bagyong si Christine. Para sa mga karagdagang impormasyon, bisitahin po ang aming mga social media pages at ang aming website pag-asa.dost.gov.ph. At yan po muna ang latest dito sa Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Shenel Dominguez po, magandang umaga.
Maraming salamat sa iyo kasamang Chenel Dominguez. At nagatid po yan sa atin sa oras na alas 7:17 po ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time. At tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo sa ating programang Tropa. Siyempre dito lang sa Millennial Online TV, News and Updates. At siyempre magandang gabi rin sa ating mga ka-gunners ng One Gun Pilipinas. Good evening sa inyo. Siyempre partikular sa ating presidente, sa ating Kuya Pres, si Kuya Pres Asher Maghinang, at siyempre si Admin Corixman na siya pong utak, no? Na siyang founder ng One Gun Pilipinas. At siyempre sa lahat po ng miyembro at lahat po ng chapter nationwide. Ayan. At siyempre sa atin ring mga kabarangay, no, sa iba't ibang lugar, yung mga may baha pa dyan, na may ingat-ingat po tayo. At kapag sinabi po ng ating mga namumuno na lumikas na, may likas na po tayo. Huwag na tayo magtagal dyan. Huwag nyo intindihin yung maiiwan nyo o naiwang gamit dahil yan may ibabalik pa ho. No? Hindi katulad kung sa inyo may mangyayari at buhay ang pag-uusapan, ay mahirap na ho yan para maibalik. Himala na lang yun. Sabi nga ni Nora Honor nun, walang himala. Diba? So yun. Kaya makinig po tayo sa ating mga namumuno sa ating mga lugar, barangay, LGU, makinig po tayo. Okay, so mga kaibigan, huwag na nating patagalin din dahil nga itutungay po natin sa inyo yung pong ginawang pagdinig ng Senado tungkol po sa sektor ng agrikultura. Siyempre po, ito po pinangunahan ng ating senadora, no? Senator Cynthia Villar. Alam ko siya ang nanguna rito tungkol sa sektor ng agrikultura. Tama-tama ito Alamin natin dahil alam nyo, parang nakikita ko rin, parang kumukonti na yung ating mga magsasaka. Bakit? Yung ibang lupa nila, pinagbibili na nila at yung nakabili naman, minsan ginagawang commercial, establishment, di ba? So nawawala na ngayon yung magiging sakahan. So paunti ng paunti. Pag nawala na mga sakahan natin, paano na? Di ba? Paano na tayo? Saan tayo kukuha ng ating kakainin? Mag-aangkat na naman. Nako, mahirap po yun. Iba yung meron tayo sarili. May taniman tayo, may pangisdaan tayo, may lahat-lahat. Na kaya sana, medyo talaga ang suporta dapat ng ating gobyerno sa mga magsasaka natin. Dapat talaga naman full support na tinatawag. Okay, so wala nga mga kaibigan natin patagalin at pwede rin kayong mag-comment. Yan po sa ating chat box at pwede nyo sabihin yung iyong opinion at pwede natin iparating po sa kinauukulan. So mga kaibigan, panoorin po natin.
Budget briefing of the Department of Agrarian Reform. Let me I wish to acknowledge the presence of the Secretary of the Department of Agrarian Reform, Secretary Conrado Estrella III. Okay? And let me call on our committee secretary to read the names of our resource speakers other than the secretary. Attorney Lina, please read the names of the resource speakers.
Yes, Madam Chair. Good morning. Good morning, friends from DAR. The Secretary Stella was acknowledged by the Chair. We have Attorney Napoleon Yugalit, Undersecretary. We have Undersecretary Rowena Ninia Taduran. We have Undersecretary Lani C. De Leon. Undersecretary Undersecretary Marilyn Baruayap. Undersecretary Jesriti Palmares. Undersecretary Amihilda J. Sangkopan. Assistant Secretary Marjorie P. Aison. Assistant Secretary Ubaldo S. Sadjarin Jr., Assistant Secretary Quintin O. Magsico Jr., Assistant Secretary Joseph Angelo S. Martires, Assistant Secretary Virgilio L. Mendez, Assistant Secretary Vinci Araulio Beltran, Assistant Secretary Rene E. Colocar, DARAB Executive Director Attorney Roland C. Manalaysay, DARAB Board Member Attorney Jim G. Coleto, OIC Director for Administrative Service Director Sheila D. Imperial, OIC Director for PMS Director Von Mark R. Mendoza, Director for FMS Director Dennis Ramos, OIC Director for IDCS Anacleta B. Mariano, Director for Planning Service Emmanuel Falaria, OIC Director for ARCDS Agnes B. Mendoza, Assistant Director BERBD Carpo BLTI Fe Lizzie A. Falcon, Carpo Blood Eric Salazar, OIC Swarpo Blood Glenn Taduran, Technical Support Staff Nicolas M. Laput, Consultant for the Split Jody M. Rojas, AA for Miss Cindy Grace Agbisit, UEC ACCO Arnold D. Yap, DARA Board Member Attorney Roland S. Kua, Bureau of Land Distribution Director Lilibet Lee, Project Split Director Romeo Reyes, Director Primo Lara, Regional Director Region 2, Regional Director 3, for Region 3, Director James Arsenio O. Ponce, Regional Director for Region 4A, Attorney Rixie M. Maristela, Regional Director Region 4B, Attorney Marvin V. Bernal, Regional Director Region 6, Director Villarreal R. Lumedes, Regional Director Region 7, Attorney Sheila B. Enciso, Regional Director Region 9, Attorney Ramon Madronal Jr., Regional Director Region 10, Zoraida O. Macadindang, Regional Director Region 12, Director Marian S. Lauban Baunto, Regional Director Region 13, Attorney Merlita Kapinpuyan. From the Budget Department, Madam Chair, for DAR, Ms. May Pinga, Chief BMS, and Ms. Mary Luz Caterina Bautista. And from the COA DAR, Ms. Leia Petero. And online, Madam Chair, we have Senator Mark Villar. That's all for now, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Lina. The Department of Agrarian Reform is the lead government agency to implement the comprehensive and genuine agrarian reform program of the government that actualizes equitable land distribution, ownership, agricultural productivity, and tenurial security for, of, and with the tillers of the land towards the improvement of their quality of life. For fiscal year 2025, the proposed budget of DAR is Philippine 11.101 billion, which is
program of the Department of Agrarian Reform for fiscal year 2025. The Department of Agrarian Reform under the Marcos administration is steadfast in its commitment to genuine agrarian reform as a means to uplift the quality of life of Filipino farmers. The years 2023 and 2024 were banner years for the Department of Agrarian Reform in the performance of its mandate to implement genuine agrarian reform. The DAR accelerated the distribution of land titles, delivery of strategic support services to farmers, and the resolution of agrarian reform disputes. Noong pong July 7, 2023, naisabatas ang Republic Act 11953, ang New Agrarian Emancipation Act na nagbura sa utang agraryo ng ating mga magsasaka. And I have to take this opportunity to thank our distinguished colleagues in the House of Representatives, and most especially here in the Senate, that had it not been, kung hindi ho dahil sa kanilang pagod at pagsisikap, ay wala ho sana itong batas na ito na nakakatulong sa atin magsasaka. And it is noteworthy to mention that no less than our chairperson today was the one who spearheaded this Republic Act 11953, or otherwise known as ay naipresenta ang IRR sa ating mahal na Pangulo. Nilagdaan din ng Pangulo ang Executive Order number 40 na nag-extend ng moratorium sa pagbabayad ng utang para sa mga magsasakang hindi saklaw ng New Agrarian Emancipation Act. To assist the ARBs in securing their certificates of condonation and release of mortgage, under the NAEA, DAR established condonation response desk in its offices throughout all regions and provinces in the Philippines. In July 19, 2024, we started the distribution of certificates of condonation in ceremonies held at Lingayen, Pangasinan. Sinundan po ito ng pag-distribute din ho, pag-award ng mga certificates of condonation and release of mortgage noon pong kaarawan ng ating mahal na Pangulo sa Palawan at ganun din sa Tarlac. Pinabilis din ang pamamahagi ng mga titulo kasama ang paghahati ng mga collective CLOAS upang matanggap na ng mga magsasaka ang sariling titulo sa sariling lupa. Nagawa po natin ito lahat gamit ang budget DAR ng DAR noong 2023 at 2024. Noong pong 2023, kami po ay nabiyayaan ng 11.314 billion. Noong 2024 po ay naibaba ang aming budget na naging 8.579 billion. Building on the significant program achievements of 2023, the Department of Agrarian Reform continued to intensify the implementation of its three program pillars: land distribution, agrarian justice delivery, and support services delivered in 2024. Here are the department's key achievements in land distribution. For the period July 2022 to September 2024, DAR distributed 56,071 titles covering 54,806 titles covering 120,289 hectares were given to 90,109 beneficiaries. Mula po sa mga datos na ito, makikita natin kung gaano kabilis maipamahagi ng DAR ang mga titulo sa mga benepisyaryo. From July to December 2022, within the 6 months of the Marcos administration, DAR distributed 21,876 titles, which is 24% higher than titles distributed from March 21 to June 2022. For 2023, halos 70,000 titles ang naipamigay, which is 396% higher than the previous administration. Ngayong taon, napamahagi na ng DAR ng 54,874 titles. At bago matapos ang taon, we are targeting to distribute 101,666 more titles to our farmers. In total, the PBBM administration distributed 146,017 titles covering 175,105 hectares to 146,780 farmers as of September 30, 2024. At nagpapasalamat rin ho kami at nagawa namin to dahil ho sa suporta rin ng ating mga mangbabatas sa Kongreso at dito po sa Senado. In fact, kami rin ho nung una, we were so conservative, nag-aalangan din ho kami kung kakayanin namin ng mga papel para sa judicial forms. Number two, hindi ho ganun ka-well-equipped ang ating mga register of deeds. Kanya po ang ating administrator ng LRA ay agad-agad na kumilos upang mapabilis. Kasi hindi lang ho titles ng agrarian reform ang pinoproseso ng ating mga RODs. Nandiyan po ang mga titulo na nanggagaling din po sa Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. At of course, yung day-to-day transactions po ng mga titulo, hindi ho nila kayang i-print kaagad. Ngunit nabigyan po ng suporta ng administrator ng LRA at natin din po ng DAR ang mga register of deeds. And the other bottleneck, yun pong sa DENR. Kung minsan ho, meron hong kwan ho doon. May mga overlapping po ng mga forest lands. Pero sa pamamagitan din po ng tulong ng ating kalihim ng Department of Environment and Natural Resources, nag-utos na ho siya ng mga tao para agad-agad namin masolve itong mga bagay na ito. Ito hong mga na-discover namin na bottlenecks, unti-unti na ho namin na-address itong mga problemang ito. Kaya't yun hong kwan ho namin, upward trend namin ngayon, bumubulusok na po ang pag-release namin ng titles. Kaya ho yun hong sinasabi natin na about 1 million hectares minus about 100 plus thousand. Kaya ang natitira na lang po ay siguro mga 800 plus na lang ho. At next year po, baka bumulusok pa ho ang pagbigay namin. We are keeping our fingers crossed, but that by the end of the term of this administration, we will be able to distribute all of these titles to all of the agrarian reform beneficiaries, Your Honors. Dahil sa new agrarian landowners for land distributed through the voluntary land transfer and direct payment schemes. President Marcos handed over the first wave of certificates of condonation with release of mortgage to 3,558 agrarian reform beneficiaries in Lingayen, Pangasinan. Ito ang patunay na wala na silang utang na babayaran sa gobyerno mula sa lupang ginawad sa kanila. Namigay din po ang DAR ng COCROM or certificates of condonation and release of mortgage sa Palawan at Nueva Ecija noon po kaarawan ng ating mahal na Pangulo. Inaasahang may pamimigay ng Department of Agrarian Reform ang 340,000 na condonation certificates bago matapos ang taong ito. Right after itong budget hearing ng DAR, iikot na po kaming lahat, maghahati-hati kami, mga undersecretaries, ang inyong abang lingkod, at kasama po natin ang ating mahal na Pangulo sa ibang pupuntahan. At inaanyayahan din po natin ang ibang mga senador natin o ang kanilang representatives. In fact, ang atin pong mahal na Congresswoman Camille Villar ay sumama na ho sa ibang distribution at umaalalay din ho bilang isa ho sa mga tagapagtanggol ng Republic Act 11953 sa House of Representatives at ang iba pa rin pong mga ating mga colleagues sa Congress at sa Senate. Hindi naman po natin nakalimutan ang mga landowners. From a beginning balance of 1,550 land holdings in 2022, nadagdagan po tayo ng 1,082 new land holdings ngayong taon. Last year, DAR completed payments for 816 land holdings totaling 12,598.82 hectares with a total valuation of 897.53 million pesos. Next year, the DAR aims to complete the payment of remaining 1,771 land holdings with worth 1.84 billion pesos. For the department, nadagdagan po tayo ng 1,082 new land holdings ngayong taon. Last year, DAR completed payments for 861 land holdings totaling 12,598.82 hectares with a total valuation of 897.53 million pesos. Next year, the DAR aims to complete the payment of the remaining 1,771 land holdings worth 1.84 billion pesos. For the department's agrarian justice delivery pillar, the DAR resolved a total of 79,186 cases with an 87.59% resolution rate. A significant number of these cases are long pending or vintage cases tulad sa Tinang Concepcion Tarlac na naresolba after 30 years at ang Golden Country Farms sa Mamburao, Occidental Mindoro na 35 na taon ang hinintay para maayos. On the average, DAR is resolving 3,300 agrarian cases a month since June 2022. Malaking tulong ang pag-recruit ng additional 63 new lawyers tasked to provide quick response to emerging agrarian conflicts and disputes nationwide. Ang ginawa po ng DAR dito kasi ay inadapt namin yung parang sa barangay justice system. Para ho hindi na maklog ang cases, ang ginawa po namin dito ay yung mga lawyers na bago, inassign po namin sa bawat region. At doon po mismo, nag-uusap-usap na po para magkaroon ho ng out-of-court settlement na ho. At doon na ho sila nagkaroon po sa budget ng National Irrigation Administration, not in our budget. Ngunit ito ho ay specific CARP projects under NIA po. Nasa batas po ito.
Sa iyong budget, wala namang ganito eh.
Opo. Kuwan ho kasi, sa pagiging resourceful din po ng DAR, nakakakuha ho tayo ng ibang implement po tayo ng ibang projects na nanggagaling sa iba't ibang ahensya po.
This area ARBs.
Yes, Your Honor. Yan po ay
How about this farm to market roads? Saan ka naman nanggaling to?
ganun din po sa convergence din ho ito.
From where?
Sa Agrarian Reform Fund po.
Ito sa ARB, DSP, or what? Dito saan dito? Automatic. 202. Ano yan? 202. Wala yan. 2024 ba to?
Meron din ho kami sa 2024.
Tinatanong ko kasi tinitingnan ko yung budget nyo, wala kayo for irrigation and farm to market road dito sa budget nyo. Kasi nakalagay lang dito split program, PBBM bridges, at saka yung 1.1 billion na parang support program.
Nakakarga po ito dun sa CARP convergence programs po na kasama ang DPWH.
So, galing to sa DPWH?
Hindi o. Galing po sa aming Agrarian Reform Fund.
Saan dito? Where? Saan nakalagay dito? Ito yung budget.
2025 lang po itong na-access.
Hindi nga. Ngayon 2025. I want to know where. Saan dito?
Ito po. Nandito po sa Agrarian Reform Fund. Kung papasok. Ito po si Director Gemma po ng BBM.
Natanong po saan ang galing. Saan ko makikita ang budget to? Kung wala dito, saan galing?
Naka-appropriate din po siya sa budget ng NIA, pero nandun po siya
Hindi nga. Sabihin mo lang sa akin, yung irrigation.
Your Honor, yun hong if yes. Okay. May I proceed, Your Honor? Thank you. Nakapagpagawa ng tapos na pala kami rito. Noong 2023 sa ilalim ng NIA CARP C53, the irrigation projects na po ang nagawa. Nakapagpagawa din ang DAR ng 237 na farm-to-market roads na may habang 173.75 kilometers na may halagang 2.8 billion pesos, benefiting 58,090 agrarian reform beneficiaries. Sa ilalim ng
ang automatic appropriation mo is 202 million. Tama ba to? 202. So, hindi nakatulad nun dati. Maliit lang to. 200 million lang to. Ha? Okay, go ahead.
Sa ilalim ng Marcos administration, nakapamigay ang DAR ng 5,727 farm machineries and
Yan. So 1.2 billion to.
Opo.
Ito. Yung irrigation niya. Farm to market road sa automatic appropriation. Okay. So, yung farm support, ARB support program na worth 1.2 billion, how will you divide it? Merong sa machinery, what else? Can you explain to me yung pagdadala ng 1.2 billion na yan?
Para sa mga kwanho, meron din hong para sa mga training,
So, machinery,
machinery, farm market,
magkano yung machinery?
289 million 800.
Okay. So, yung training, how much?
Magkano? 122 million 437,000 po.
Okay. Yung what else?
Yeah.
Farm inputs.
144 million 271,000 po.
Ang farm inputs.
Opo.
What else?
At saka mga entrepreneurial assistance po, lahat-lahat po.
Ano what do you mean by entrepreneurial assistance?
Yun hong mga business development, yung iba ho pampautang, ganun ho.
Credit.
O, credit po.
O, magkano yung credit?
One 1.3 billion.
No, it cannot be because
Hindi,
the total is only 1.2 billion.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's not what.
Three, four, five,
Ito. Yung credit.
Puts credit, what else?
The processing facilities and equipment, which is 50 million 600,000.
Processing equipment, 50 million. Okay, what else?
For operational
122.
building and management, these are the training and organizing the ARBs, Your Honor.
Association, yung kanilang
Yes,
Oo.
Your Honor.
O ilan?
91 million 80,000, Your
Okay,
Honor.
what else?
Ano pa?
Adin mo na to ko ilan.
Yung ARB membership recruitment, ma'am. $8.8 35 million.
What else? Adin mo na. 289, 122,
Ano bang total?
144, 1.1 eh. 1.2. O, 289, 122, 144, 186, 50, 91, 8.8. Kulang pa rin.
Hindi, ipakita na lang natin ito.
So, bigyan mo ako ng listahan nung pupuntahan ng 1.1 billion, ha? Linisin
Your
nyo, ha?
Honor,
Oo, para
we
pag
will
tinanong
just
ako,
we will just give you a listing
Yes.
and the corresponding amount
para
for the programs,
we
Your
will account
Honor.
the 1.2 billion. Okay? That's for the, kasi yung budget nyo na, understandable yon yung land tenurial, And then yung adjudication board, alam ko yon, ano lang yon, yung marami pupunta dito, labor. Pero ito, projects to 1.2.
Facing a lot of challenges because of lack of managerial, marketing, and financial skills. So ito ho, ang tinatrabaho namin ngayon upang mabigyan po ang ating mga organizations nitong support na ho ito in terms of financial, marketing, and management skills po. Tumulong din ang DAR kasama ang Land Bank na mabigyan ng access sa credit at microfinance services sa 38,032 na ARBs at 266 na Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Organizations. Lagpas 1.3 billion pesos na po na loans ang nai-release para sa ating mga beneficiaries. Ito po ay sa Land Bank po ito. At nung umupo po kami, ang inyong abang lingkod sa Land Bank, agad-agad namin sinabi po na i-streamline natin ang mga paraan upang ang application, ang loan application, upang matulungan natin ang ating mga magsasaka. Kasi po, nung una, 11 pages po na bago ho maka-apply sa loan, ang fill upan nila, at wala ho silang mga field workers. At napakahirap po para sa atin magsasaka na i-fill up po ito o to accomplish these forms. And so, ngayon ho, nagbago na ho, na isang pahina na lang ho ang hinihiling ng Land Bank to accomplish, and meron na rin po ang Land Bank ngayon mga field workers na tinutulungan ng ating mga magsasaka. Tapos ini-encourage na ho namin ang Land Bank na ipautang ho sa mga Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Organization at mag-re-lending na lang po sila. Your Honor. Nagamit din namin ang mahusay ang binigay na budget noong nagamit namin ng mahusay ang binigay na budget noong 2023 at 2024. Kaya ngayon po, humihingi kami ng konting dagdag sa aming 2025 budget. For 2025, we have proposed a budget of 11.101 billion in the NEP, reflecting our continued commitment to the intensified implementation of our 3 ay 10.4 billion pesos at ang aming automatic appropriations ay 659 million pesos. In terms of personal services, overhead and programs, projects, here is the composition of our 2025 budget kasama ang unprogrammed funds mula sa project split at PBBM bridges programs. Ito po ay loan na nanggaling po sa World Bank. Opo. 5
billion, tapos
Opo.
ang kanilang loan is 20 billion. But how is it going?
It's doing fine, ma'am, and we are happy to... Hindi, kailan nag-umpisa? 2020 po, pagkatapos ang implementation po, at that year din po, kaya lang po, nagkaroon ng COVID, that's why it is slowed down. And 2020. November.
So 2021 na talaga nag-start.
Yes, ma'am.
Ngayon, ano nangyari sa 2021?
It slowed down, but fortunately, ma'am, we were able to accelerate implementation of the split project, ma'am. Hence, that was when...
Nung 2021, walang masyado accomplishment.
Yes, ma'am.
2022, what happened?
When we took over, ma'am, medyo bumilis ng konti, ma'am. At
So, ilan? 2021?
There was, but very minimal, ma'am. Only they covered only about 3,000 hectares. And starting during the time of Secretary Conrad, from July of 2022 to 2023 up to 2024, we've already accomplished 92,000 e-titles out of the area of 123,000 hectares.
Ilan ba total hectareage nito talaga?
Yung universe natin, ma'am, is 1,300,000, but there are some disputed area of about 300.
So 1 million.
1 million, zero in tayo sa 1 million, ma'am. And then we're going...
And then, nung 2021, 3,000 hectares.
Yes, ma'am.
O 2022, ano nangyari?
22 to present na lang, ma'am. If I fast forward to 24, it's 92,000. And we have a pending for distribution of another 35 and 37,000 we've distributed this year up to September. And we have
92 will become something like 130,000 hectares.
yes, ma'am.
So, sabi nakalagay dito, sabi nyo, it is extended up to 2027. How do you budget?
Yes, the 3 years extension was given to us last May 15 of
Ngayon,
2024.
Ano mangyayari sa 2025? Ilang hectares?
We have our already our project plan for the next couple of years, and we already are looking at 2 to 500,000 hectares, ma'am, in the next 2 years of.
Bigyan mo lang ako 2025, 2026, 2027.
Okay.
Projection mo lang para
Yes,
kung
ma'am.
may nagtanong sa akin, masasabi.
Yes, ma'am. On 2025, we probably have this for about 3 to 400,000 hectares. 300,000 titles.
No,
Addition.
hectares. We're talking of
For the hectareage, okay. It's almost 1:1, ma'am.
300,000
oh.
hectares.
Yes, ma'am.
2026, ilan ka?
2026, another 300,000, ma'am.
So, 200. Yung balance, 270 for 2027.
2027, towards the closing, ma'am, we can hit the target by then.
I wish to acknowledge the presence of
Yes.
Senator Tolentino.
Yes, good morning, sir. Good morning, Senator. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you do the split, how much do you spend for overhead? All overhead to?
Yes, ma'am. At the average per title is 17,000 to 18,000 pesos, ma'am, per title. Everything in it, ma'am. Salaries, expense, documentation, et cetera, processing expense.
And then, okay, that's the split. And then there's another one in the budget. This bridge program, I cannot understand.
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
Please explain.
Oh, okay. The bridge program, ma'am, was approved last November of last year in NEDA board, and we are on the process now negotiating with Korean Exim Bank and Department of Finance. We're already
Is that correct? 2.3 billion?
the total cost of the 350 bridges, Senator, is 28 billion. That includes the GOP of the government of the Philippines, which is almost 5 billion, and then 20. Yes, the loan proceeds. The 5 billion will only go to the taxes and fees and et cetera, not totally, it's going to go back to the national treasury also. Yes, ma'am.
Yung project split for this year is 4.8, di ba? Out of yeah. And the bridge
3.6.
is for the bridge program.
The total budget, ma'am, is 28 billion. 5 billion will be the GOP, Government of the Philippines counterpart. And The 23 billion will be the loan proceeds. And the GOP will be the ones charged for the fees and transportation and all other expense, which is basically going back to the government of the Philippines also. The 23 billion, we're lobbying and talking to
So
KXIM.
how long will this last?
A 5 years implementation, ma'am. Will start in 2025.
And then this is from Korean Exim Bank.
Yes, Madam Senator. We've been negotiating, talking to Korean Exim. And in
Kung
fact,
5 years, nakalagay dito sa budget mo 2.3. Ano yung gagastahin mo for this year is 2.3.
yes, ma'am. For this coming year, for this coming year, ma'am, 2025.
2025, 2.3. Saan pupunta yun?
For the
Explain mo sa akin.
yes, ma'am. For the implementation with DPWH for the procurement of the first 70 bridges. For the first 70.
These are all bridges.
Yes, ma'am. The PBBM bridges were identified all over the country and approved by the NEDA for
So, yung 2.3 is 70 bridges.
Yes, to start
Can
with,
you
ma'am.
give me 26 ilang bridges, 27 ilang
Okay.
bridges? 5 years eh.
Yes, ma'am.
2025,
First,
2026, 2027,
yes.
2028, 2029, diba?
Yes, ma'am.
1,
We
2,
can
3,
submit
4.
to you all the breakdown, but it's
Yeah.
it's very clear, ma'am. We'll start with 70, and then we'll add another 30, and then another 100, and then another 70, and 100, and so on and so forth, ma'am, until 2027, for the total of 350 bridges.
If I may, but yes, thank you, Madam
We
Chair.
recognize Senator
How would you differentiate this with the former Bridges program? Kasi yung former Bridges program, matatanda na naman kayo, alam nyo na
Yes,
to.
ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yung parang modular lang dati coming from the United Kingdom.
Yes.
This was procured through an agreement with the United Kingdom. Pero, sa pagkakaalam ko, si Sergio Osmeña pa nagtanong nun eh, ma'am. Sa pagkakaalam ko, lahat ng mga bridges no, na modular, naka-imbak sa ilang warehouse sa Bataan, sa Maribeles, kung saan man, nandoon. Hindi nagagamit. So, ang tanong ko, nasa edad na naman kayo, inabot nyo na yung panahon ni Sergio Osmeña.
Yes, I was mayor
Anong pagkakaiba nito? Yung sa United Kingdom before was, I think it was a grant or a partial grant, but unfortunately, most of the structural materials were just placed or in a
to NEDA, and all bridges were in actual site inspected. Unlike before, the previous, all the other areas were not, it was an open-ended. They did not even identify, they didn't even actual site inspect, they didn't even check the EIRR, the internal rate of returns, and that's why they failed in their implementation and checking on where it has to be in place. Because number one, it has to be in place in an area where there is no production. So the unproductive lands were identified by NEDA, ma'am.
Cut you
Sir.
off with all due respect.
Yes, sir.
So the difference that would this be structurally be made of concrete, or would it be the same as the UK Philippine bridges, Lego type?
Yes.
Ponton bridges type, to use the military parlance, just
Yes.
to assemble it and locate it where it is needed.
It's a-
ano pagkakaiba? Yun lang tanong ko.
Yes. It's magkaiba, sir. It's not concrete. It's a modular bridge. Modular
Tulad din
dito.
po ito.
Yes, sir.
So pareho ng UK, yung
Parehas-
bridges before.
Senator. Sir.
May I
Yes, Secretary.
may I say something also? Pardon me for interrupting, but the big difference is that while both are modular bridges, the substructure is concrete.
Yes.
And of course, we have included here also, which is, we feel that it is vital for us to also include the provision for the approaches of the bridges. Because without the approaches, sometimes the bridges are rendered useless. And that is why we thought of including in the program solid, concreted approaches and landing with regards to these modular bridges. Ma'am, 350 bridges, ma'am.
Yes.
Ilan?
350 total.
300.
We've submitted to NEDA 725. They have approved only 350. Each areas were actual inspected and validated.
Yeah, what's the
Criteria.
how did you choose which to to
First
build
of all-
bridges on?
First of all,
Considering na kayo land reform dark kayo. It's sa maraming agrarian reform.
yes, ma'am. That should be the number one criteria.
Yun ang criteria.
Yes, ma'am.
The NEDA ma'am has specific, yes.
Siguro po yung bridges, if I'm trying to visualize it right now, would not be more than 1 kilometer in length.
50.
Dead weight
50,
capacity probably would not involve your usual traffic with buses and
Kaso magbubuhat ng produkto nila, di ba?
yeah, so not more than 1 kilometer.
Agriculture.
We know the direction, Your Honor.
Yes. So if I may continue, Secretary, so it would have probably a width of not more than 7 meters if it is just for a light load bearing structure, and probably it would have a span of not more than 3 if it is just meant to reach an agrarian reform community. So it's not going to be your usual heavy loaded Guadalupe Bridge. Hindi ganon, di ba? So ito yung maliliit lang na tulay.
Ano
Di ba?
halaga na isang bridge?
Ma'am, the length first is, the maximum only is 50 linear meters. 50. And the minimum will be 20.
And
20
how
linear.
much is one bridge?
The whole total bridge, including the substructure and the approach, is somehow 81 million.
81 million
Yes.
times 350, magkano ba yung 81?
Yeah, almost 20-something billion,
So
ma'am.
overhead yung difference.
Yes, sir.
Tawid ilog lang ito.
Yes.
Tawid ilog lang na sa halip na tumawid sa mga kawayan
Yes, sir.
at maglundagan sa mga bato
Yes. Or
para makatawid, makadaan ngayon ng tricycle.
Yes.
That this should be properly explained, Secretary.
Yes, tama.
Your Honor, it is not only for the purpose of yung tawid ng tricycle. The study conducted by the Department of Public ang mga produkto po ng ating mga agrarian reform beneficiaries.
It can carry, sir, 10 to 14 tons of capacity. So it can carry a truckload of 10-wheelers capacity. That's why it was certified by DPWH also, the design and the structure.
I just want to have an idea of what it is. And they will furnish us with the...
You don't have a copy of a picture here of a prototype or sana may
It was well designed that there's a walkway in the side, and it's 2 lanes, and it has an approach, and we also we put up a solar lights.
Again, going back to my first query, how would you differentiate this with the modular bridges during the time? Hindi ko na alam kung si Sir
Actually, sir,
Kasi
as
yung
far as...
yung naka-imbak ngayon sa Maribeles, hanggang ngayon nandun pa.
Oo nga eh. Yun yung problema, sir, because they...
Ba't hindi nyo ginamit yun? Sayang.
Kasi ma'am, it's 1 lane. There's only 1 lane. No approach, only substructure. And then they have no specific locations. That's the biggest problem there before because they did not identify which location they will put that actual bridges. So dito, we cannot deviate it. Once DEDA have approved it, yun na yun.
So ngayon, pre-identified na kung saan ilalagay.
Yes, sir. Yes, Senator.
And perhaps you can submit to the
Definitely,
good
sir.
chairperson
Yes, sir.
the locations.
Yes, and we have a buffer that they also approve. From 725, they gave us a buffer of 125 outside of 350. Buffer means na kung mayroong problema na mangyari, there's option where to put that. That particular buffer was also specifically identified.
Unlike perhaps the Philippine-UK bridges program before, wherein the structures were practically shipped, completely knocked down, and to be installed Lego type in the Philippines, would this mean that the said structures, modular in type, would be made here?
Sir, that's the reason why we've asked.
Difference between yung DPWH bridge at saka this one.
First one, generally it's concrete, yung DPWH. So if it's on the Mountilus area, which we're going to link the area where its production will be, a potential production will be, the concrete will take time. It's going to take probably a couple of years or 3 years or probably less, but at least 2 years to build a bridge on that area. And it's very hard to transport some
Did you
areas.
compare cost?
Yes.
So, mas cheaper to kesa dun sa DPWH?
Almost the same, ma'am. Because the cost of transportation there's a variance there sa distance. Yung mga areas na nasa loob-loob na walang masyadong access, yun yung nagpapakost, the difference of the cost. It was, NEDA really gave us also a very, very tedious process on having all this approved because this has also been raised.
Because I'm worried because what happened to the previous
Correct.
one.
Correct.
That's why.
Correct, ma'am.
It may happen again.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
bakit dapat kinompare nyo if DPWH will do it is that all Filipino made or yung ganyan na naman na i-import tapos gagawin ng DNAP.
Actually, ma'am, if it's 50 linear meters or up, DPWH will recommend concrete. If it's below, walang problema. Kaya nga DPWH is also looking at that kind of bridges. And I heard from DPWH, other USECs there that we've compared notes with, will always say that if in terms of emergency and calamity comes, they would recommend modular kasi it can easily be installed. So, and it's easily transported.
Again, visualizing it, parang pareho lang ito ng mga MMDA footbridges.
I don't
Your Honor,
baka mali ang visualization.
we don't have an idea of
Tawiran natin sa EDSA, sa Commonwealth.
no, Your Honor, it's not going to be like that, Your Honor.
Madam Chair,
These are different bridges, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, with the permission of the chairperson and Senator Tol, si Coco to, ma'am.
The minority leader, ma'am, is seeking recognition.
So, wish to recognize our minority floor leader, Coco Pimentel.
Related to the subject matter introduced by Senator Tolentino.
To know who implemented that one. Kasi baka hindi naman Dario.
Hindi kami
O sino nga? Sino
I think that was-
department? So we can ask the department to make a report on that.
I think that was OP before. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Hindi pa ho, wala pa
Can
ako
we
dito.
do
No?
Your Honor, answering the request of distinguished gentleman from Marikina and Mindanao, we'll try our best to get data regarding the Philippine-UK bridge because I'm afraid that we don't have the data on this. But with regards to the PBBM bridges under the Agrarian Reform, Department of Agrarian Reform, we would gladly provide everybody with all the studies conducted and also with the funding and all other information regarding this project, Your Honors. Thank you.
So, Madam Chair, just to pursue, so ang difference pala, the UK bridge program before was not implemented by DAR, but this one na nasa slide, yung PBBM bridges, will be implemented by DAR? Tama po ba yan?
Your Honor, this is a DAR program which would be implemented by the Department of Public Works and Highways. But
May MOA kayo? May MOA?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
We
the-
have a
but
MOA
the-
with them. Yes, sir.
But the budget, the funding is found under DAR or kahit nasaan program diyan, it will be released to DAR or released to DPWH? Tadaan pa ba sa DAR ang pera and then pursuant to MOA, ipapasa sa DP?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, Senator.
Senator Pimentel, it will be a loan from the Korean Exim Bank. So I think the loan will be paid directly to the one who will be supplying. And the difference would be given to
Counterpart in a case like this found in the programmed appropriations or in the unprogrammed appropriations?
program.
Unprogrammed po? Okay. Unprogrammed. Sige.
Program.
Thank you. Opo, thank you for the clarification, but I'm really interested dun sa UK bridge kasi as pointed out by Senator Tolentino, what a waste. I mean,
We'll research that, Senator
yes,
Pimentel. We'll research how it happened and who was the proponent. I think it's not DAR, it's another department. So we'll see.
Definitely, Madam Chair, it's not DAR.
yes, so kaya nga, let's clear that up. No, hindi siya DAR, but still, it's still a waste. And I am joining Senator Tolentino on his war on waste. Sama mo ako dyan, Senator Tol. Wag tayo mag-aksaya ng resources ng gobyerno. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Pimentel.
Let's wait for the submission of the data as well as not a prototype or scale model, but a visual presentation relative to the bridge, which, as I've heard, would not be more than 50 meters in length, and the minimum would be 20 meters in length. And ang tingin ko po sa lahat ng bridge ganito, hindi naman ako engineer, abogado po ako. Ang lahat po ng bridge, mababa sa approach, mababa din sa exit. Di ba ho? So merong period yan, merong point yan ng incline. So if it is 50 meters or 20 meters, yung magpaplato yan doon sa baba. Ito yung sinasabi ni Secretary na kailangan yung approach sa karsada dagdagan. Subalit yung bridge, kung ito ay 20 meters or 50 meters, yung taas, yung gitna niya mataas bago siya bumaba. So
have no actually gradual incline and gradual decline on the other side. There are some exceptions na talagang diretso rin naman, Your Honor. Thank you.
Another matter, Madam Chair, galing po ako doon sa Pangil Bridge, naging tourist spot. Balik-balik na yung mga tao galing ng Tubod, Lanao del Norte, punta ng Tanggob.
5 minutes lang.
5 minutes, balik-balik na sila.
It connects to provinces.
Yung kasalubong ko lagi, pabalik-balik lang sila. Excited. Nakigaya na lang ako. Ganda, ma'am.
Ang dali-dali lang. 5 kilometers yata yung bridge eh. Madaling lakarin.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. So, do you have any more questions? Yes?
Okay na po, ma'am?
You have additional presentation?
Wala na ho, ma'am.
Wala.
Yun na.
Tanong na lahat. Okay. I just want to remind you that we have to submit our committee report by October 23. So yung mga hinihingi namin sa inyo, you have to ASAP na to kasi October 23 is Wednesday next week.
Immediately, Your Honor.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
Just one
question. Okay.
no offense to all the officers here. Yun lang something to do with the point raised by Senator Pimentel. Huwag ka magagalit sa akin, pinsan, ha? Kung magano ko to sa secretary. The bridge would be foreign assisted. So perhaps the department or the appropriate officer here can provide this committee the the response given to the COA findings relative to two foreign-assisted projects flagged by COA amounting to 27.6 million. So, yun lang siguro.
Which one? Ano yung pinlag ng COA?
Two foreign-assisted projects. Yeah. Can you clarify that, siguro, Yusek?
Dito lang yung split na foreign assisted at saka yung ano, in-explain na yung split.
At TPKP siguro yung ano. And then the IFAN.
Yes,
Wala sa report
Previous
yun.
administration.
yes, but we'll try to get to the bottom of this, Your Honor, because actually
Wala sa budget nila.
we have not reviewed that matter yet. These two projects that were flagged by COA.
Nasaan yung COA report? Wala kasi sa budget nila yun. Kaya wala pa.
Wala pa ho kami yan.
Exit conference po tayo last time.
Oh.
Eh, ba't may COA report? Ba't may COA report? Ba't hindi mo ako binigyan ng COA report? Bigyan mo ako. Bakit may COA report kung hindi pa nasisimula?
Baka po yung converge ang ibig nilang sabihin. Tapos po yung ano po.
Can I ask for a minute suspension, Madam Chair?
Refer po yung ano po, yung converge ba? Nasa next sheet. Ito po.
Nasaan ang COA report? I-print out at bigyan mo ako. Meron siya eh. Saan niya kinuha yun? Ba't wala kayo niyan? O, ba't siya meron? Saan ang galing yun? Sa COA.
I-clarify namin yan. Hindi pa kami pinadala.
Ano yan? Darian? Eh, ba't hindi nila alam?
Two dalawang foreign-assisted projects.
Pwede ba natin pa-print ito? Pa-print ko? Pa-print mo na lang. Bigyan tayo ng kopya. Ano nakalagay sa COA report?
Baka yung previous administration.
Pero wala sa report nila.
Wala kami sa...
Ano yung dalawang yung Vista at saka?
Hindi ko alam eh.
Hindi, yung Vista hindi pa nag-materialize.
Yung isa.
Previous administration.
Sino yung may COA report? Kapag may COA
Hindi
report,
naman in-specify kung anong foreign assisted project.
basta sinabi lang foreign assistant.
Yes, pero
Pa-research mo sa COA.
yes ma'am.
Pa-research mo. Tapos mag-report kayo doon. Sino ang ano nyo sa audit nyo? Pero DAR din yun. DAR pala eh. Di mag-report ka para lang to satisfy si Coco. Sila rin pala yun eh.
After a brief discussion with the good secretary as well as the ASEC, it would appear that the question foreign assisted program raised by this representation a few minutes ago has something to do with the previous administration's COA flagged projects, but just the same, it would be appropriate, Madam Chair, that this committee be given a report as to the status of compliance with some Commission on Audit recommendation.
And Stacy.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
We thank you, Ma'am, Senator Tolentino, and the other senators. We would like to thank you for the, once again, support that you are giving the agency. And, Ma'am, we are committed to submit to you these documents, not today, but yesterday. Thank you, ma'am.
Overtime ano tawag dyan?
Let's have one group picture here, Secretary.
Okay, so yun mga kaibigan, napanood natin, napakinggan yung ginawang pagdinig ng Senado tungkol po sa sektor ng ating agrikultura na talaga naman dapat, no, na talagang unang bigyan ng pansin ng ating gobyerno. Dahil unang-una nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, paano na sambayan ng Pilipino kung halimbawang wala tayong magsasaka? Bakit? Yung ating kinakain bigas, kanin, yung ating mga kinakain gulay, yung mga vegetarian dyan, di ba? So, yung ating mga mangingisda, yung kinakain nating isda, sino ang humuhuli? Di ba yung mga mangingisda? So, talagang dapat talaga pagtuunan din ng pansin, unang-una, as sektor ng agrikultura, no? Dahil po, kung natatanda nyo, nung dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Sr. ay nakapokus talaga ang ating Pangulo, no, si Apo, sa mga magsasaka. Bakit? Kasi nga, diyan tayo nabubuhay eh. Kung wala magsasaka, paano tayo kakain? Di ba? So, kaya nga noon, meron pang tinatawag na yung murang bigas, yung Masagana 99, kung tawagin. Ewan ko, parang binabalik yata nitong kanyang anak na si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr., yung Masagana 99. Ewan natin kung sa mangyayari. Sabi nga noon ni Pangulong Bongbong, gagawing 20 pesos ang bigas kada kilo. Parang hindi pa nangyayari. Ewan natin kung mangyayari pa. Okay, with that mga kaibigan, sa oras na alas 8:30 po ng gabi Philippine Standard Time, ay magpapaalam na po tayo at magbabalik tayo muli sa ating bukas, no, ating Dalo Barangay. At yun, siyempre po, tingnan natin kung may maigegis tayong barangay, no? Kakausapin natin yung iba nating mga barangay kung sila po pwede bukas. Okay? Muli ako po yung naging kasama dito sa programang Tropa, Rosel Lopez. Magandang gabi Pilipinas. At maulang, hindi, wag naman, mapayapang magdamag na lang kasi pag maulang, baka umulan pa eh. Okay, babayu.
Talakayin. Biggest destruction of dangerous drugs worth 1.
Rebisahin, opinyon, malawakin, aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa sa pagbabalita. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Tutok na mga katropa!
Responsable ka ng gun owner? At mahaba ba ang iyong pasensya? At hindi ba initin ang iyong ulo? Alam mo rin ba ang batas hinggil sa pag-iingat ng baril o firearms? Kung hindi,
A responsible gun owner. Are you a responsible gun owner?
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 Are you a responsible gun owner? The PNP Civil Security Group would like to advise all firearms holders to renew their license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration within 6 months before its expiry date. tumawag na at makipag-ugnayan.
Be a responsible gun owner.
One Gun Pilipinas ang sagot, mga katropa at kaganos. Tayo ituturo sa inyo ng One Gun Pilipinas o OGP ang lahat ng legal na paraan at proseso upang ikaw ay maging isang responsableng gun owners. Ano pa hinihintay nyo, mga kagunners? Sali na sa One Gun Pilipinas ngayon na.
Shoutout dyan sa kaibigan natin si Sir Rosel Lopez. Sir Rosel, kumusta ka dyan? Guys, like and follow si Sir Rosel. Siya ho ang ating admin at saka owner-operator ng ating napakagandang online news TV, Millennial Online TV News and Updates. Ito ay nagpo-promote guys sa mga positivity sa buhay, mga updates natin sa mga local news at saka syempre mga promotion tungkol how to live a life better. Okay? Guys, like and follow si Sir Rosel. Sir Rosel, ingat palagi. Bye-bye!
Hi, this is Hilary Gadon. Nananawagan ako sa ating mga katropa, no? At mga kaibigan, mga kababayan, na palaging tumutok sa Millennial Online TV. At yan ay pinangunahan. At yan ay pinangangasiwaan ng aking kaibigan na si Rosel. At ang mga nanunood dyan ay hindi bobo!
Pinaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.